Alright, so I just received my Z Fold 8, and in this video I'm going to be doing some of the key customizations that I normally do for my phones. I will have more in-depth customization videos later on. There should be one coming out soon where I customize my Z Fold 7, and most of those customizations will be the same on this. But if I do find any more customizations specific to this new phone, I will make another video. But for now, let's get into it. The first customization actually happens outside the phone, and that is putting Magsafe on the device without a case. Normally I do some experimentation type stuff when I cut up a screen protector and all that, but right now I actually have something like this. It's a little sticker in the shape of a circle, and it came with something that I bought before, some type of Magsafe accessory, so that you can basically put Magsafe on the back of your phone. So I'm gonna apply this circle and hopefully the ring sticks, and that is the first customization for this phone.
Can we do the penguin?
But thank you.
That one needs a second.
Somewhere in the middle.
Here you are, here you are.
The circle.
Can you see? I want to see the circle. That be okay?
Alright, there we go. Hopefully this sticks and works well. Normally you're supposed to wait like 24 hours before you try stuff, but you know, just to see what it's looking like. And yeah, Magsafe. Alright, so customizing my Z Fold 8, some of the first things I will do is, if you've seen previous videos, delete the apps that I don't want. So tap and hold, select, and then you can select all the apps that you don't need. I'm just gonna go through Samsung. Some of the Samsung apps, I actually use a lot of Samsung apps, so I'll keep some of those. But like Spotify, I don't need that. And then once you select all the apps you don't want, you just press uninstall, and then it will prompt and you uninstall each one. And the ones that you can't uninstall, you will disable them. But it's super easy to get rid of the apps you don't want. And then here, Samsung, yeah, anything you don't want, just delete it. And then after I do that, normally what I do is I tap and select all the apps, or the apps that I want, and I group the apps into specific folders. So create a folder. So this one will be socials. And then I customize the folder, tap and hold, settings, turn the opacity slider all the way down so that I have a transparent background. And that is perfect for me. And it will go with my theme pack just now. And I do similar things for the home screen. But now it's actually changed some key settings, like day one things. So here, tap the pencil. And what I'm going to do is change the panel back to the together mode. So this will allow you to have your notification shade and your quick toggles in one panel so that you can just swipe twice to access both. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to just edit the top part right here. So get rid of the things I don't use and add things I do use. So for example, this and hotspot. And then here you can also customize your quick panel as well. I will do this later, but one thing to note is that if you don't want this little extra menu, when you swipe down to your quick panel and go again, you have this extra little open and close menu in the quick toggles. See, if I swipe it like this, it opens up. You can actually get rid of this just by going to the pencil, edit, take everything out of here or delete everything in this area, and then the expandable area will disappear. It will show it empty when you're in the editing mode, but then when you press done, it will disappear and be gone. So if you don't want this extra expandable area, just do that. Take everything out or delete everything inside of there. But yeah, I'll customize this later on, but basically I just put things that I care about and move things around. So I'll have like volume and brightness at the bottom so I can easily access them. But now onto settings. Some of the main settings I changed for a foldable phone that I think will improve your quality of life. For one, let's go to advanced features. And here, go to labs, multi-window for all apps, make sure that's enabled. Landscape view for portrait apps. Just turn this on for everything so that way it just forces every single app to work in landscape. It might not be perfect with some apps because of the compatibility, but I just leave that on. And then here's another one, app screen zoom. You can actually set it to be small, medium, large, and largest, depending on how you want your apps to look. The smallest will give you layouts like this, like tablet layouts, where it shows you more menus and kind of is more optimized for a bigger and longer screen like this. And then the larger setup will just be like a smartphone screen, but expanded. Then go back in advanced features, go to multi-window. I personally use these gestures, so I turn these on, swipe for split screen, swipe for pop-up. So the pop-up one, you go from any corner, left or right, and then you can start a quick pop-up window very easily. And you can resize it how you want before you even start. So I have that gesture on. The swipe for a split screen, 2-finger swipe from the bottom to start at the bottom, or 2-finger swipe from the right side, or 2-finger swipe from the left side. So it's just a quick, nice and easy way to get into split screen and the pop-up view as well. And you can do this on the outside screen as well. So open settings, 2-finger swipe from the bottom, quick split screen. Next thing I would change is the navigation. I know Samsung still uses the buttons by default, and a lot of people might still use them, but I suggest that you try out the swipe gestures because I feel like it's more fluid, more easy, more fast. Yeah, I will go to swipe gestures. I would also turn off circle to search because I don't use that and I press it by accident, but you might leave it on. And then here we got some more key customizations. Turn on 10-minute screen timeout and then keep screen on while viewing. So you could have a lower time, but then enable this so that as long as you're looking at the screen, the phone will turn off In terms of aspect ratio, this is something to keep in mind. If you're playing games that don't fill up the screen properly, like the field of view gets cut off and stuff like that, maybe you might want to change those games or those apps to 16:9 aspect ratio, so that way it will fit better, but it won't take up the whole screen, unfortunately. So this is how it looks when the app is in 16:9, and it's honestly still pretty usable, especially if you're playing a game you can play at the bottom like this, and it makes it better than full screen where things are getting cut off. But for Google Chrome, obviously it works in full screen. So yeah, just keep this in mind, aspect ratio. You could change that for any app that you might be having sizing issues with. Screen zoom, personally, I would leave it on multi-view and then I'll go down to the smallest so that I can get more space being used. And then since it's so small, I will go to font and actually turn it up just by 1 so that the font is a little bit easier to read, even though I have the small screen view. And then for taskbar, some key customizations here. Turn on suggested apps up to 4, and then I personally like to have it stay on screen. And then just install Good Lock. This is an app that is made by Samsung, and you know, a lot of people hate that it's kind of like fragmented or whatever in separate apps and stuff. But it's made by Samsung, it's first party, and a lot of times they just put features that are experimental, so that's why it's in a separate app. But a lot of the features here, they don't break anything, they don't take too much battery, they just work perfectly fine. And so when it comes to the taskbar, download Home Up, enable it, and then go to taskbar right here, turn this on. I turned this on, quick type switching. So it used to be like this in the past where you press and hold and then you can switch the type of taskbar that you have, whether it be the one that's here all the time or the one where you have to swipe up. So now turn that on and I can switch it. So now taskbar is gone and it's like this. But then if I press and hold, back to always being on. So I like that. And then fix the recent app max count so that it shows the recent apps properly. And then I'm going to back out of here and go to home screen in Home Up. Go down. And right here, favorite max count for your apps. Turn this to the max if you want to have the maximum amount of apps on your taskbar as possible. I also like to turn on pop-up folder while we're here and large folder. Pop-up folder just it allows you to have your folders looking like this instead of taking up the whole screen. And then the next key customization is task switcher. So normally the app switcher looks like this on Samsung phones, even on the big screen ones for some reason. But I like to have the grid, because like every other foldable phone, this just makes more sense to have it look like this, because you see more apps and you can do different things, drag it to the split screen, fold a window, whatever. But just in general, you can navigate your phone faster like this. So task switcher, grid. And I like to show the search bar as well. And then next, go to edge panel in Home Up. Turn this on, integrated. It allows you to add like shortcuts and stuff like that into the main edge panel that has apps. And then also more items in edge panel. This allows you to have, you know, more rows of items. And then scroll the recent area. So at the top, there will be an area where you can scroll recent apps that you had open. And you can open them in floating windows, split screens, or just open them in general. So that's really nice for navigation. This one, you can customize what happens when you tap an app in the edge panel. So I like to have it on pop-up view. So if I go to the edge panel, tap this, it will open up in pop-up view. I like that because it allows you to multitask very quickly. But if you still want to open the app in the split screen, you can just still grab it and drop it into whatever area you want to start split screen in. I like to have a quick pop-up so that I can just go bomb, and just, you know, quickly use the apps that I need for multitasking. And then you can also adjust the width and whether it shows when you're in immersive view, like when you're playing a game or watching a video. The next one I'm going to go to is Navstar. So just enable it, and then right here, enable extra gesture settings. And right here, turn off the gesture hint, and boom. That white bar at the bottom is gone when you're using swipe gestures. So there's no more white bar, just fully immersive. And if I turn off the taskbar, fully immersive, no white bar. That's nice. Also make sure you enable this, switch apps when the hint is hidden, so that you can still swipe back and forth without the navigational bar still being there. Now let's go back to settings. And some other key customizations that I think you should enable are in multi-window, full screen in split screen view. So normally, if I have my taskbar on and then I do a split screen, you can see that the taskbar is taking up space and the status bar is also taking up space. So you only have this much space really. And if you rotate, you still have space being taken up by the taskbar and the top. So what you can do to get around that is turn on this full screen and split screen view. So boom. Now you can always have your taskbar on when you're in a single app. So if I just open up the camera, you can see the taskbar is always there. Go to Google Chrome, taskbar is always there. But the moment I start a split screen, the taskbar smartly goes away, and also the status bar goes away as well. So now you have full screen, and it just makes multitasking look and feel so much better on this phone. You're using the full screen real estate. So I turn that on every single time. That is in advanced features, multi-window, full screen, and split screen view. Some other key customizations: multi-star in Good Lock. I go to iHeart Photable and then rotate portrait with our best. So this will just force apps that are stuck in landscape to go in portrait. It might not be the most optimized, but it will be nice. And also this, when starting an app, do not show the notice saying it might not be compatible in split screen or multitasking. Just turn that off. Right here, this is in settings app now, but just tap that. And for me personally, I like to always continue my app on the cover screen. So I'll have that set to always. You could change it to a swipe. So if you close the phone, then you can swipe to continue like that. Or you can set it to never transition to the outside screen when you close your phone. And when it's set to always, it might feel like an inconvenience at first, but if you just leave the app, close the phone will lock like normal. I like to go from the inside screen to the outside screen and still use my phone depending on what I'm doing. Like if I'm walking outside, you know, I don't want to have the foldable phone screen open all the time, but I still want to do what I'm doing. I'll set it to that. If we go back to multi-star and Good Lock, multi-focus, turn that on. This allows all your apps to stay running in a split screen or floating window session. Like games like TFT, they stop running if you don't have this on the minute that you choose another app. So I'm going to show you what focus looks like. As you can see, in split screen or floating windows, the app that has this blue bar at the top, which you can also customize in Good Lock as well in Theme Park, then that means this app is in focus.
Dada?
Yeah. So this app right here is in focus. If I swipe on the left side to go back, this app will be affected. But if I tap this one, you can see the blue bars here. And even if I swipe on this side, that app is being affected. So this allows it so that both apps will stay in focus in the sense that they won't stop running in the background. And I think that's really nice for certain apps. And then for me, I like to remove the blur effect when I'm adjusting split screen. It's just kind of unnecessary. Like it's so dramatic and drastic. I'd rather just have it like this, simple. Keep split mode. It tries to keep the split mode as best as possible. Prevent pop-up view minimization. So this just allows it so that if you have floating windows or pop-up view apps and you swipe up, normally they'll close into the little bubble like this. They'll be in these little bubbles when you swipe up or you leave the app or whatever. If you have prevent minimization on, then it won't do that. So the app will just stay in full window until you get rid of it. Then at the bottom, high resolution on external display. Turn this on so that you can have up to 4K on Samsung Dex with this phone. And then another customization is here in Register. I like to customize the power button to take screenshots. So here I go to side key press, turn that on, take screenshot. I change it to just a regular screenshot. So now if I press the power button, boom, screenshot. And then back out. This is also nice because you can customize your settings home screen so that you can organize all these settings and get rid of different menus that you don't want on the home screen in the settings app. So you can do that if you want. But the last key customization is sound assistant. So we'll go here, allow. Go here, customize volume panel, just turn this on. And what this allows you to do now is anytime you have volume playing from an app, you can adjust the volume of individual apps. So if I press the dots, you see YouTube has its own volume slider. So if you're playing a game or you have two different apps that are given volume, like Instagram, whatever, you can adjust each individual app volume. And I like to do this because sometimes I like to hear the game volume, but I also want to listen to a podcast in the background. And then the very last thing is at the bottom is sound assistant, multi-sound, just turn that on. And then you can select specific apps to allow to play volume at the same time. So like, let's say YouTube and Instagram, you can let them play at the same time if you want. For me, I like to have this on for all apps so that nothing gets paused when something else is playing audio. Like for example, I open Instagram for a second, it will pause the music or the YouTube video I'm listening to. But with this, it will not do that. But yeah, that's basically it. These are day one customizations. I will have a lot more in the organized video. And yeah, let me know other things that you might have questions about. Stay tuned for future content. We out. Peace.